What's that? That's better. Hello everybody, this is Philip with an update from the hub. We've got some new photographs from Scott Wilson at Aloha Skies Aviation we're going to share with you guys, showing the status of the lava flow down by Pohoiki and what's happened recently. Let's see if my connection stays good here. Alright, looks like it's holding on. Hi everybody, thanks for joining. I'm just going to give you guys a quick update here from the hub on what's going on with the latest photographs from Scott Wilson from Aloha Skies Aviation. So I meant to do an update last night with his photographs last night, but I wasn't able to stay awake putting my kids to sleep. So I got to catch up with you guys here today and show you guys the photographs both from last night and the ones that just came in this morning. So let me get to it and start showing you guys, and I'll maybe go through them a couple of times so you guys can have the benefit of the repetition. So starting with yesterday and last night. So we had talked about, let me find the picture actually here. We had talked about how there was that large interval between collapses. The big collapse happened. A surge was coming through the system. And switch the camera here. This is a photograph from yesterday afternoon. So just to kind of catch you guys back up to where we were before. This is a surge that was coming back through the system yesterday afternoon. It had reached the area around the bend of Pu'ukapoho. And from there, we were wondering what was going to happen. Was it going to refill the channel? Was it going to break out? Was it going to push back into the old channel? What might actually happen through here? And what actually happened was that the flow went back into the channel. Let me get the photographs here for you guys lined up. Photographs from last night. So this is last night. Here's Pu'ukapoho on the left. Hold on, guys, let me prop this thing up here. A little easier. You guys can see what's going on. So, hi guys. Sorry, I'll just get this thing propped up so you guys can see it a little easier. All right. Hi everybody, thanks for joining from all over the world. So, that one. All right, so here we are. This is a photograph from yesterday showing Pu'ukapoho over here. And the flow that had come from Fissure 8 has refilled the channel and gone back through that channel system that had been drained out, and actually the surge had pushed through all the way down to uphill of Pohoiki. You guys can see lava's back in a channel over here. It's actually branching out into the secondary channel to the west over here, and you can see it's kind of leaking through the tube and leaking out at the flow front here and here and here. So let's go through some more of those photographs. This one's not as easy to see because of the light, but you can see a little bit burning happening here where this flow is advancing to the side of here uphill of Pohoiki. So there's a farm up there. I'm not sure exactly which farm that is, but we're going to look for more photographs of that area coming up. But here's another view. You guys can see how the ocean entry is actually decreased quite a bit. There's not a whole lot of gas going in there right now. Well, this was last night, before the lava surge actually went through the system and got all the way there. But you see it's actually going through the tube and leaking out the edges right in here. And we were worried that this thing might actually possibly break out and want to feed the flow towards Pohoiki, right? But that actually didn't happen. And the best explanation I can give is that the lava was going back into the tube mostly, and whatever didn't fit in the tube is what's spilling out over top of the flow. So these flows, even though there's a lot of lava moving in this direction over here right now, is only a temporary thing, like a splash almost, right? It kind of splashed out of the pipe where it couldn't fit, and then because the rest is basically going through the pipe, then this stuff basically freezes and stalls out. So that seems to be what's happening over there. Hi Scott, thanks for joining us. I forgot to tag you in a post, but I'll add it up in a second here. We're featuring Scott Wilson's photographs. You guys are just joining us from Aloha Skies. I'm looking at the one from last night right now. But let's go through another one from last night. And lava was refilling the channel only part of the way, not quite all the way to the ocean. Important one from yesterday as well. This one shows the area of Fissure 8, right? And you guys a little pixelated, but you can kind of see here's Fissure 8 right in here. Lava bubbles up through here, works its way down through the channel, and this over here is what we've been calling the Mini 8 Bay right through here. So it actually looks like there was enough surge coming out of here that actually splashed out and made a tiny, tiny flow up by Mini 8 as well. So that's an important photograph, you know, for us to look, you know, how big that surge actually was. And there was a slight overflow right there, but it didn't actually go very far as we can tell from any reports this morning. This is a view once again from last night, right? There's the front coming towards the ocean, and the backside of Fissure 8 as well. So the reason I was looking at these photographs in particular is because we had mentioned how there had been some possible cracking of the cone or some slumping on the inside over here. And when we see these photographs during the surges, what we're really looking for is to make sure there's no glow or cracks anywhere else along here. So I'm seeing that that is the case. There's nothing kind of leaking out from there. So that's great. That's a great thing to see as well. So the cone has stayed intact through this last big surge. And that's, of course, a good thing for everyone in Leilani and anywhere down from there. So, okay, also from last night. This is from last night as well. And okay, here we go. Here's a picture that Scott just sent in from the last couple hours. And what you guys can see is Pohoiki is over here. And looking downhill from here, the extra lava in the channel is all either drained away or hardened, right? You can't really see much red flow right through here, right? So it could be flowing underneath, likely is flowing in a lava tube underneath here, but there's not any extra to kind of spill up and over and go through the top part of that spillover channel right through there. So what we see is the lava kind of back here refilling this channel after what, you know, is an increase in flow coming back through the channel, and we're kind of curious how much lava is pushing this through, and will it refill the channel again? Will it jump out somewhere else, or what's going to happen with this thing, in fact, yeah. And it's interesting because we didn't have a big collapse earthquake today. I did see someone comment there were two kind of smaller ones. I wonder if there was, if they together maybe had a similar effect, but you know, one thing that we've been kind of pondering is the pattern of surges actually reaching Fissure 8, and we're not sure that, at least I'm not sure, that they're exactly driven by purely by the collapse events. The collapse events clearly matter a lot, but there's something else going on, maybe some time dependency, right? So it's got to have enough time to kind of charge up the system to be able to do a surge. And if you have an earthquake sooner than that, maybe you can't, because we've had, you know, collapse events, one with a surge, then one without a surge, then one with and one without. And so now we have what appears to be an increase in flow. I'm not sure we should call it a surge or not, but it has increased in flow, and we didn't have that big earthquake that preceded it. So maybe it's actually like, you know, just like a sloshing effect, right? Like when you like give something a big hard whack, you know, it can actually, you know, like if you splash the surface of a pool, you can actually have that first wave come through, then like a second splash wave come through after that. So it could be that's why we see like a secondary surge coming through. We're gonna really wait and see what reports we can get about that and how big it actually is coming down and through. But the good news is the last time this happened, the surge that happened, the first splash, so to speak, that was presumably bigger than this one, actually did refill the channel and went all the way back, flowing mostly into Halanui, rather than back towards Pohoiki. So right now, here's the vent from Fissure 8 again, no cracking on the outside over there as we were kind of pointing out. Different view of that same renewed flow through the channel by Pohoiki, which is here again, right? Here it's coming back through in its earlier photograph, so we can actually see it's making its first bend. It's going to turn and go through here. Let's see if we have that one, or is that the one farther back? I'm getting my photographs confused here, you guys, sorry. So where is it? Oh, it's this one, yeah. So comparing this one, you can see it's come around this bend and gone down, compared to where it's right over here, right? So you can actually see it was actively refilling the channel as Scott was flying over and taking his photographs. So yeah, and there it is again. So it doesn't look like a huge amount of lava. It's not spilling over the banks. You can kind of see it's actually within the channel. I see a little bit of cliff here and here, right? So you actually can see a good example of one of these edges of the, whoops, where'd it go? One of the edges of the channel right here, we can kind of see that lack of lava inside has caused slumping, right? So the edge of the channel is slumped off. The flow is coming back through the channel, but it's not deep enough yet to have buried this thing. So the flow in the channel in this area, even though it's coming back over top, is still not filling the channel to spilling over right through here. All right, so that's basically it. So let's see, Scott's saying the flow is moving pretty fast, but didn't seem to have a lot of lava upstream pushing it. Yeah, so thanks for that report, Scott. We've heard from the USGS reports that they believe the lava channel level is actually high most of the way through. So it could be that it's kind of still partially blocked uphill from here and maybe just draining out more slowly than it's filling in. So it could kind of be higher up there, and it's kind of splashing over down a channel in that direction. So I'm gonna keep it kind of short, you guys, and give you guys another update here when we get some more information tonight. More reports either from the ocean. Ikaika's heading out in the ocean again this afternoon in a few hours here. So I'm here at the hub, and it's kind of empty right now, but today is Friday, and it's a healing tent Friday, so anyone who wants to come down and get any kind of healing hands, body work, massage, you know, they got some healing teas, good for breathing, you know, for having had respiratory issues from VOG, all those kind of things. So if you guys, anyone surrounding area wants to come down on the healing tent, you guys can come check that out. I'm gonna go over there here shortly, but I see John has joined us. I wonder if John is able to comment, but nope, I don't think so. I'm just gonna sign it off here and come back to you guys in a little while before I leave the hub here tonight and give you guys an update in a few hours or so. So down here at the hub, we don't really feel any earthquakes anymore, not since the first magma was coming through. Let me see if there's any other questions. At the blockade, didn't see much lava coming out, so the lava level at the fissure might be low. So we'll kind of, yeah, so we'll see how that kind of translates out through there. Maybe low at the fissure, but kind of pooling further down the channel, and then somehow spilling down back by Pu'ukapoho back towards Halanui area. So all right. Oh, okay. So I see Dallas is asking what does it mean that the cone has an inner shelf. Let me find a picture to show you Dallas, what exactly that means. So this photograph I'm going to show you is by Andrew Hara. I'm not sure if he's put it up published yet, but here's a picture, I believe yesterday, of inside of Fissure 8. So when lava was shooting up in the air in order of 200-300 feet, it was kind of splashing down on the sides here and here and here. But since it's kind of dropped down, it hasn't been fountaining as high, kind of bubbling instead. It's kind of made a little ledge on the inside right in here. So this little gray ledge in here, Dallas, that we're talking about as being an inner ledge right here. And that upper part is that actual cone rim. And so as this thing has been bubbling more and more and kind of swirling in here, it's kind of undercut some of the areas in here, and it's kind of eating away and causing like little slides to happen over the cone into the lake, kind of on the sides here and here and here and here. And these ledges, when they appear, you know, they appear when lava is kind of at a higher level, cooling against the side, and then when lava level drops, they can become unsupported and kind of slump in as well. That's what I was describing before in an area back in here. All right, so I hope that answered the question. And I'm glad to see Scott's reporting that he's got another flight tonight, and he'll give us more pictures at that point. So I'll tag you, Scott, in the post when I'm done here, and thank you so much for all those updates you have with the photographs. We really wouldn't know nearly as much without those, and so it's super important. So everyone check out Scott. I'm not sure if he's posted them yet on Tracker, but if he hasn't, he will soon, or someone will on his behalf. So you guys check that out. And we'll wait and see, you know, but the bottom line is that the boat ramp is still there. The flow that was right next to it seems to have mostly stalled out. It might be kind of still swelling and pushing sideways from lava in the tubes that we can't see. So that's kind of still a concern. It's so close, it could still creep over. But as of right now, the big surge that we were fearing might actually push towards Pohoiki boat ramp doesn't appear to have done that. It seems to have been like a short-lived surge that kind of stalled out upslope. And you know, if that keeps happening, it kind of is building a giant wall over there, so lava in the channel might have a harder time getting over here to Pohoiki. But you know, the wall can kind of go both ways, right? Depends which side of the wall the lava's on. So for now, it's all good with the lava going back into the channel most of the time, and going back towards the Halanui. So thanks everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna sign off now and get back to you guys in a few hours. And if you guys want anything else comes out in between, information in between, you guys can go check Hawaii Tracker once again and see what they have to offer. All right, guys. So thanks again. Mahalo nui loa, and stay classy puna. Hui ho.